Welcome to Module 7. This overview video is going to be super quick because your preparation for Module 7 for our in-residence session next week is fairly minimal. Yay! So I'm going to quickly review some of the things that came up from your Module 5, which was your creative problem solving or your creative thinking lesson plans. Again, because I'm going to be reviewing the lesson plans that you're still kind of working on, since some of you are still working on those, they're due Saturday. I'll review some of that module after I look at all of those. But a few cautions for some of your creative problem solving and creative thinking lesson plans. First, if you chose the creative problem solving method, all of those stages, you really want to make sure that the lesson is about problem solving, so about solving a problem. So really kind of being really clear about how that problem finding stage and then the ideas and solutions are essentially trying to solve that problem. So creative problem solving can work across curricula, different content areas, but sometimes it is a little easier to adapt to the content areas that do more problem solving. Creative thinking, some of those lesson plans, make sure that you are including some of the strategies that are used in Starko's chapter or any of those resources that I posted there. And overall, please make sure that we're trying to not be kind of like cutesy with creative. We're trying to encourage creative thinking or divergent thinking, original, elaborate thinking that goes beyond just having students create something that is artistic. So creating 3D models, creating posters, while yes, they use creativity to create something, we're trying to do something a little deeper. We're trying to really tap into some of these creative and divergent thinking skills that a lot of our gifted students and non-gifted students have. So don't just assume that requiring students to be artistic means that you're actually encouraging creativity. I would say that I would just encourage you to be a little bit more purposeful in how you're using creativity. And the second one is being careful to not just assume that giving kids or students the option to kind of not do whatever they want, but take the project as they like, or create a product that they just kind of think of on their own, and giving them few directions or instruction. Don't assume that is giving them space to be creative. While it may be giving them space to be creative, again, we're trying to encourage them to think creatively. So as you probably know, or I feel, at least I know for myself, I didn't grow up in an educational environment that encouraged creativity. Some of these creative thinking skills that I remember first reading from Stark, I was like, oh my gosh, I've never heard of these. And I can't, especially also being a math teacher, ways of trying to infuse creativity in my classroom was actually really, really challenging, because most of the standards and objectives that we're given that we have to include in our lessons don't specifically address creative thinking. And so we're trying to be really purposeful with these lessons that we are actually encouraging some of these creative thinking strategies. So just be careful there. Again, not just saying students can just be creative and do whatever they want or create whatever they want. That's not really encouraging creativity, because I think, as you well know, just because you let students do whatever they want doesn't mean that they're actually going to do what you expect them to do. So, all right, off that little soapbox. For Module 7, this is due March 27th or our in-residence session on March 27th. There are no readings. Before class, there is a short presentation that is listed on the course website. It's called Preparing for Module 7, that you do need to review before coming to class on the 27th. And you have to do some things in part of that presentation. So don't just try to review it 15 minutes before coming to class. That's not going to work. But in place of reading, you don't have any reading, so make sure you review that presentation. You're going to be completing two little things in there. The first one is you'll be reviewing digital tools for differentiation, and I've posted a shared spreadsheet where you're all going to kind of post two links to some of the tools that either you use or some of the tools that you feel like would be new to you that you would like to use in your classroom to help differentiate for gifted students. And we'll create that shared resource, and hopefully, again, we'll go over it when we get to class on the 27th, but that'll maybe give you some ideas for your instructional unit project. And then also you're going to begin your instructional unit project. I've listed in the presentation some items that I want you to bring with you to class on the 27th, because the class on the 27th, we're going to be most of the time workshopping your instructional unit projects. And not as a way so that, like, use this time wisely, the time that you've already kind of scheduled out of your evening to go ahead and get started on the instructional unit project. I'm going to be there walking around or helping you individually or in small groups to help give you some, if you need guidance or have questions or you need somebody to bounce ideas off of like, you know, here's a lesson I think I could differentiate and here's kind of my idea. Do you think that's good? Or how could I improve it? And that sort of thing. So I'll be there as a tool or a resource for you guys. So do review that presentation. Again, it's really short, but you do have 2 action items within that presentation. Just a quick reminder that you can also be implementing your lessons. These model lessons that you've created, if you did not do, remember the multiple intelligence or the parallel curriculum, if you did something else instead, you won't see that listed in your grade sheet, but that's okay. I'll just kind of change that as we go. And if you are implementing these lessons and you'd like to get that extra 1 point to make your lesson worth 10 points, so that total of 4 points, you can find that reflection document in Module 9. And this is due Module 9, so that's why the document is kind of hanging out there in Module 9, where you're writing your reflection of what it was like to implement that lesson for you. So that's really it. Have a great rest of your week. I'm going to see you on the 27th. Since we're workshopping, please feel free to bring dinner or snacks to share. Trying to make it a little bit more of a warm and welcoming environment for you guys, because I know we're all tired, especially coming back after spring break. Getting back into the swing of things is challenging, and then I know that a lot of you might be preparing for some of your benchmark tests or your AP exams that are coming up in May. All right, that's it. Hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your week, and I will see you soon.